Hello everyone, I hope you are enjoying your privacy and security journey, and today I'm here to show you a simple trick that you can use to truly turn off any sort of wireless signal that's being broadcast from your iPhone, as long as you can trust iOS, which, if your security model isn't insane, you can probably trust iOS, even if it's closed source. So, YouTubers, privacy YouTubers and the like, will often talk about how, um, Wi-Fi stems from your phone and tries to ping all these routers and therefore is always broadcasting your location. So, in that same sense, the same thing happens with cell data and in a different sort of way Bluetooth, in the sense that it's not very secure, especially BLE, which is Bluetooth Low Energy, which a lot of smaller things tend to use nowadays, and it's kind of a pesky issue. So you will see that if I go into my control panel, the first thing I see is these four buttons, right? And those have to do with radios that you are broadcasting. Of course, everyone knows that this is airplane mode, which is supposed to turn off all your radios in an easy way. And by radios, I mean any kind of wireless signal that your phone is transmitting, including Bluetooth, cell data, and so on. So, for example, let's say I had my Bluetooth turned on, and I would like to turn it off truly, right? In the control center, I don't know why it's like this, it's kind of like neutered in a way. When you go to turn it off, it says Bluetooth device is disconnected until tomorrow. And then you get this sort of white grayish icon, and you believe that your stuff is turned off now, but that's actually not the case. So to truly turn it off, you have to go into Bluetooth settings and then manually turn it off in the settings app. So you can kind of do it through here. So as you can see, there are a bunch of hoops I have to jump through, and then finally I turn it off, and you can see that it's actually crossed out, so that literally means it's turned off. So the same thing goes for Wi-Fi and cellular. If you go and turn it off right now, you can see that it's white like this, or cell data actually in this case turns off fully because, no one wants their cell data half turned off. So if you notice, the same thing happens with Wi-Fi. So I go to turn it on and then turn it off, and exactly the same thing happens, and I have to once again go into Wi-Fi settings and then turn it off from here. So YouTubers will tell you, turn off your Wi-Fi whenever possible, turn off your Bluetooth whenever possible, these are easily exploitable, turn off your location or whatever, but that's probably for another topic. So what you can do, in fact, is place little shortcuts on your home screen that will take care of that for you and kind of act as a secondary control panel that is not neutered, and where you can actually turn off those radio signals. So you will have to first go to the App Store, type in shortcuts. You will find this app here. Once you download it, open it up. And here you can see I have four shortcuts. So one of them turns my Wi-Fi on and turns my data off. One of them turns my data on and turns my Wi-Fi off, just in case. So I'm strictly using cell data when I'm on the road, and I'm strictly using Wi-Fi data if I'm in a static place and I'm okay with, using a certain Wi-Fi network. Then there's Bluetooth off, which turns off Bluetooth alone, and that's it, and it's a one-way kind of shortcut. And then there's the radios off. And the radios off, of course, turns literally all of these options off. So it'll turn off your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, your cellular. So here is how you make one of them. So we go to press plus here, and this app, by the way, might be installed on your phone already by default, but if you are a de-bloater like me, you get rid of a lot of these apps when you get a new phone. All phones, all sorts of computers can come with bloat sometimes, and Apple has this too. Things like Wallet and Stocks and all these kinds of apps that you delete because you won't need them ever, but they kind of force it upon you. So this is one of those apps that actually comes in handy when you're looking to extend your security or privacy. So you go here to make a new shortcut, you press add action, and you search for Wi-Fi. So, for example, set Wi-Fi, it says turn Wi-Fi on. You set it to turn off, press next. You can pick an icon here that will represent Wi-Fi. There are quite a few radio looking icons. I like this one because it is literally the Wi-Fi icon from what I understand. And this color best represents Wi-Fi. It's the same color they use for Bluetooth, but you can alternatively, honestly, pick any color you like. I just like the color association here, the dark blue. So, boom. Let's name it Wi-Fi off. And most importantly, once you make the shortcut, you can use it as an app almost. So if you press add to home screen, it will literally add it to your home screen and it'll look like an app on there. So let's say I add it here, I go to my home screen, and there is my Wi-Fi off thing. And let's say I have the Wi-Fi neutered right now, so it's not really fully off, and there's no way I can turn it off from here without clicking all these things, having to turn the Wi-Fi on first, going into settings, and so on. All I have to do is press this button, it does this confirmation thing, and now your Wi-Fi is actually turned off, as long as we can trust Apple. So the same thing goes for all of these. So if you would like to make a shortcut that, for example, turns off Bluetooth, you can search in here for Bluetooth, set Bluetooth off, right? Name it, icon, everything else. Radio's off, I guess, is a little more special. For me, it doesn't turn off cellular, but it will turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth because those are like the biggest issue. So with cellular, it's like most of the time I don't use it, so I don't have it turned on anyway. And if I do, I know because I have that LTE thing on the top right, that indicator. So these are the important radios that I need turned off, essentially. And so that's pretty much it. That's all you need to truly be able to turn things off, and you can place it maybe in a folder named shortcuts, which is what I have, or maybe if you want to have it like me here, you can do 2 steps in one shortcut where it'll turn your cellular data off and turn your Wi-Fi on. So it's a pretty useful app, and since it's Apple's own app, I would, if you're an apps minimalist, like you have like 20 apps or something, this is one of those apps that is not too bad to have because it's installed on all iPhones. So I would imagine Apple would go a long way to make sure it's kind of more secure than some random app that can make shortcuts and access all these system things. It's Apple accessing Apple system resources. So that's pretty much it. I hope you found this helpful.